Okay, it is April 9th. I call this special meeting of the PCSSD Board of Directors to order. Ms. Smith, would you please call the roll?
Ward.
Present.
Tate. Smith. Potter.
Here.
Maynard.
Here.
Keller.
Present.
Delaney.
Present. Okay, would you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, the primary purpose of this meeting is to convene an executive session to interview 2 of our 6 superintendent finalists tonight. However, we do have one item of business that's been added. It is, I'm going to call it a bus grant, but Mr. Thomas can explain in more detail what we're looking at here.
Good afternoon, board.
First of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Delaney, for allowing us to put this on the agenda for tonight. What I have before you, board members, is should have a copy of the letter approving the grant. If you notice, the total amount of the grant is for $850,000, $587. $850,587. Excuse me. And what that is in that, the grant has. I gave you an additional paper I had handed out to you, and what it is a list of priority approved expenditures for the grants. Out of those priority expenditures, we went through the list. Some we're addressing already in the district, and out of the ones that we have not, we selected 3. One is the one before you tonight that you have the quote for safety measures for buses. And what that is adding cameras to the buses that we have in the district, either old ones or that need replacement, or completely new systems for ones that didn't have them yet. So we identified those with the Transportation Department. They obtained a quote for us, and it is for the amount that we're asking for tonight to be approved. The grant was approved for $850,000. We're just asking for approval tonight of the expenditure of the amount for the quote, which is $153,895.51.
And board members, I appreciate you taking a moment to do this. Mr. Thomas needs to be able to move on this, so it's my recommendation that you do approve this expenditure.
Okay.
Can I ask what the other 2 areas, because you said
Yes,
there were
ma'am.
3?
The other 2 areas, if you look on that list, the buses is item G. We're also addressing item H and item I, which is the touch bars. What that is, if you remember the old push panic bars on doors that can be chained together according to regulation. Now that cannot be, so they have to be replaced with regular push bars. And that we're addressing that throughout the district. We're obtaining a quote for that as we speak now. And we're also obtaining a quote for getting numbering for all the classrooms and buildings in the district, which is, I'll be coming back before you at those times to get approval for the expenditures of those at the same time as they come up. Just want to point out one thing, though, which I did not give you, is the timeline. We had to have the grant application in by February 28th, which we did. And to my surprise, like I said, I've never done a grant before, so to my surprise, they approved it right away. I think Dr. Guest found out before I did because he received the letter, and he called me and let me know. So that's the one deadline. The next deadline we have is June 30th of this year. We have to have all expenditures and everything turned in, receipts and everything turned in order to get reimbursed for all these. So those are the 2 deadlines that we're looking at right now.
Okay.
Doesn't surprise me that it got approved. Mr. Thomas does good work. Thank you,
We're going to have you do all the grants.
Pardon me?
We'll have you do all the grants.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, this is my first stab at it, and I feel
You know
very
that part of the
blessed.
contract that says, and other duties as assigned?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I asked about the sections because I have several elementary schools in my zone that are lacking fencing.
Just a little background. I got with Mr. Johnson, and we addressed just about every item, just like you're looking at right here. And the ones that we thought that we could move on the quickest
Yeah.
are the ones that we're trying to to do at this time.
Gotcha.
Item B, we have those sitting in the warehouse right now. That's being processed. That was on the last grant that we had. And so as soon as we get those in place to start distributing those, we'll do that as well. Vision panels, most schools I've visited, they've already created their own. I don't know if that'll be a priority for us, or one of the major priorities for us, because every school I've gone to, they've either put some type of blinder on the little slit door, windows in the doors. So I don't see that as being a main priority. We're trying to get the big ticket items done first, and then we'll do all the other ones. But just so you know, the priority approved expenditures have to be completed via each grant until we get down, until we complete A through L, then we can start doing the other things on the supplemental list. Okay?
I make a motion, we approve.
I had a quick
Yes.
question.
I have a question too, so go ahead.
Did you say that the whole 850,000 has to be spent by June?
It has to be receipted and expended, and in order for us to get the reimbursement properly by June 30th.
So for the full 850, not just for this first?
Well,
meeting?
yes, ma'am. And so we'll be coming back before you probably in short notice once we get the other quotes in. And,
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I have one question.
yes, ma'am.
And it's not pertaining to what's on this list, but because you're security, and it was brought up to me today, do we have vape sensors in our bathrooms? And if not, is that something,
We do not at this time, but I believe that it is on the supplemental list.
okay,
So, yes, ma'am.
okay.
I make a motion, we approve.
Okay, motion by Ms. Maynard, is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Potter is seconded. Okay, Mr. Keller.
Yeah, any of these A through L, like especially like the fencing and stuff, have you done, when was the last time site safety assessments were done for any of the schools? Because are you identifying some of these things through those?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, they are. And our last site safety audit was done in August.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Other questions? Okay, I will put this to a vote. All in favor of approving the safety expenditure as presented by Mr. Thomas, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, that passes. There you go.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, so to everybody watching on the live stream now or later, so we're going to get to what the primary purpose of the meeting is, which is to interview superintendent candidates, and we have 2 tonight. And so we're going to do those in executive session, and to conserve employee time, we're going to end the live stream because there's not going to be any action. But what happens is the meeting is not over. There's just not going to, the live stream will not continue. The room will be open. It's a public meeting. It's still in session. There's just no live stream. However, we are recording the audio of the entire meeting. So if anybody wants to get copies of the audio, you just submit a FOIA request. And don't turn it off just yet. I'm going to make our first motion. Pursuant to Arkansas law, I move we go into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment of a public officer or employee. I've made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Maynard has seconded. All in favor of moving into executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. You can shut us down. Recording will continue.